Hello all, welcome back. Hope you're finding this tutorial series interesting and hope you have been able to solve the previous two exercises really well. Now let's start our exercise on date and time. In this tutorial, we are going to convert these 6 strings into date or date and time. Please copy it from the description and paste it in your RStudio as well as your Jupyter notebook. Now let's get started. The first variable A equal to 15th of August 2021. For converting this to a proper date format, we can use the LubriDate library. And how do we use that in R? By calling the library LubriDate. Before we execute this line, let us execute all these 6 lines. All right, here it is. Let's execute this line. Okay, now to convert the first variable A to a date format, all that we need to do is understand the format of this particular string. This is day, month, and year. So DMY, DMY. And as we can already see some options popping up in the LubriDate package, we need to select the first one. And inside the parenthesis, we just have to pass the variable A. So once I type A inside the parenthesis and click on the run button, it gives the date as 15th of August 2021. All right, now to the second variable B. Now in the first variable, we had a mixture of number and string, but LubriDate was smart enough to figure out what is month and what is a day. In the second variable B, everything is a number except that we have one slash here and another slash here. So let's see if LubriDate can correctly identify that this is a date if we take the same format, which is year, and here it is day and then month. So year, day, do we have an option? Year, day, month. Here it is. So YDM, once we select this, and then inside the parenthesis, we just have to pass the variable B. So once I pass B and click on the run button, it once again correctly identifies that this is the year 2021, January 26. Fantastic. Okay, going to the third variable now. Here we have month, day, and year. In the first variable A, we had August, but here we just have AUG. Let's see if LubriDate can correctly identify that this is the month of August. And this being month, day, and year, so MD, and if I click on the tab button, there you are, MDY. So if I select this, and now inside the parenthesis, if I just pass C here and click on the run button, once again, it is correctly identifying that this is actually the month. It is correctly showing here as 8, which is the 8th month. Awesome. Let's go to the fourth one. Now we have a date and time format. So year, month, day, and hours and minutes. All right. So year, month, and if I just click on the tab button, year, month, day, hours, and minutes. This is the function that we have to use in this case. Because we only have hours and minutes, there are no seconds here. So once we select this and then pass D inside and click on the run button, there you are. So 22nd October 2020. 22nd October 2020, and there were no seconds, but here it has identified that 0 is the number of seconds in this particular variable. Isn't that fantastic? So far, we didn't have to do anything with respect to formatting. All that we did was correctly identify which function we have to use from the LubriDate package. Okay, now going to the next one. All right, this is slightly tricky here. Now here in this string, we are getting started with the time and then comes the date. Oh, that's tricky, isn't it? Now, if we try to see, this is hours and seconds. Let's see if we have any such package in LubriDate. Hours and seconds. And if I click on the tab button, I don't see anything of that sort here. So we will not be able to use the MDY, DMY, and YDM, etc. functions. So here what we have to do is we have to use the as underscore date time function, which is also part of LubriDate. Because now we have to give a proper format so that R understands that this is a date time format. So if I select this, and inside the parenthesis, I just have to pass E, which is this variable, and then follow it with the format. I have to tell R that, hey R, this is the format that we have to use. And I have to start with hours. So to represent hours, we have to use %h, and we have to use the same formatting as we have over here. So colon as is, and this is second. So it will be percentage capital S. And then we have a space in between. So we have to use the same space here as well. And then we have percentage capital Y, because it's the 4 numbered year. So it's not just 18, it is 2018. And then we have the month. So percentage small m, and then we have the day, which is percentage D. All right. Now, once we click on the run button, there you are. So 25th of December 2018, and hours 16, and this is seconds. So 0 minutes and 45 seconds. Once again, with the help of a different function this time in Lubricate, it was able to help us correctly identify which are the various parameters, which is the date, month, year, hours, seconds, etc. in the given string. Now coming to the last one, here we have month, day, year, and then hours, minutes, and second. So month, day, and if I click on the tab button, month, day, year, hours, minutes, and second. There you are. I already have that function in the Lubricate package. So if I just select this and select F here and click on the run button, 15th of June 2020, and hours, minutes, and seconds. Isn't that fantastic? Lubricate has made our job easy. We didn't have to do too much of formatting, except for one odd case where 99 out of 100 we will never have this kind of a date format in any of the files or any of the projects that we might be working in. But just in case we get some really weird looking format, but we do understand what is the hours, minutes, seconds, and the year, day, and month, we can still change the format into a proper date format. That's the beauty of Lubricate package. All right, now let's move over to Python. Okay, here let me execute this particular cell. So we have all these strings assigned to the same variables as we had here, A, B, C, D, E, F. Let us try to use the pandas library here. So how do we import the library? Import pandas as PD. And then I just have to do a pd dot to underscore DA, and I can just click on the tab button. So it gives me date, time, and inside the parenthesis, I just have to pass A. We had already seen in our tutorial on date that if we just pass A, and even if it's a string, the to date time function in pandas is able to correctly identify this as a proper date format. So let me execute this cell, 15th of August 2021. And of course, everything else is 0 because we have not specified the time here. Going to the next one, year, day, and then month. Let's see if pandas is smart enough once again. pd dot to underscore date time, and inside the parenthesis, we just have to pass B here. So there you are. So now this particular format, pandas is not able to correctly identify. Let's see what error we are getting here. Once we go to the bottommost part, it is saying month must be in 1 to 12. So pandas is thinking that this is the month. So because it's beyond 12, it is thinking that we have put a wrong format here. So in this case, we will have to do a little bit of formatting. And how do we do that? It's very similar to what we have in R, the format that we used here. Of course, here it will be format equals, inside the quotes, first is the year. So it will be capital percentage Y, capital Y, because it's a 4-digit year. And then we have to put a slash, and then it's the day. So percentage D, and then percentage M. So the notation for year, month, day, hours, minutes, seconds in R and Python, and I think in most of the languages, is very similar. So here, once we have put in the exact format that is required and execute this, it will now correctly identify that this is the 26th of January 2021. Fantastic. Now let's go to the third one, which is August 15, 2021. So let me try doing the pd.to underscore date time, and inside the parenthesis, if I just pass C here, 15th of August 2021. Once again, it has correctly identified the date here. Fantastic. Now let's go to the next one, D. Now, rather than me keeping on scrolling every now and then, let me just execute D here. Now to convert D, this is a proper year, month, day, and hours, and 40 is minutes. So let's see if it can correctly identify this. pd.to underscore date time, and once we pass D inside, we have year, month, day, and hours and minutes, and since there are no seconds, it has put 0 over there. Pandas is again smart enough to identify each and every parameter that we have passed, though without specifying what is what. And coming to E, let me print E here. So here now it's again hours and second, then year, month, date. So once again, this is a different looking format. Let us see first what Pandas has to say about this format. pd.to underscore date time E. Once we pass E here, look at that. It is correctly identifying the year, month, and date here, as well as the time. 16 hours, 45 minutes. Well, the only problem is 45 here is actually seconds. Had this been in a proper sequence, hours, minutes, and second, and then year, month, date, even though the time has been put first and the date as a second parameter in the string, it still identifies the date time correctly. But now since 45 here is seconds and it has actually put it in the minutes column, we have to do a formatting here as well. So it will be format equals, first is the hours, so percentage capital H, and then we have the second capital S, percentage S, and then we have a space, percentage capital Y, which is the year. Then we have the month, so month will be small m, and day will also be small d. And once we execute this, now it has correctly captured 45 as second. All right, the last one, F. So here it is month, day, year, hours, minutes, seconds. Let's see what Python has to say about this. pd.to underscore date time, and if I pass F here, year and month and date. Once again, it has correctly identified every aspect of it. So what we see here in Lubridate as well as the Pandas library is that most of the times, if we have a proper sequence, we don't have to put that format for helping that particular programming language to understand that this is a date and this is a time format. Only if the years and month and the hours and seconds are tweaked a little bit, just like we had over here for E, sometimes both the programming languages might not understand what exactly is the minutes and what exactly is the second. Otherwise, I think the two packages that we have in R and Python are really amazing and doing a fantastic job. All right, this was just a small exercise on helping you understand the potential and the power of both these packages in R and Python. I hope you found this tutorial useful. All right, if you have any doubts, questions, feedback, suggestions, please do post them in the comment section. I hope you're liking my tutorial. See you again in the next tutorial. Thank you very much.